MrFusp.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favourite Fusp related media, and show you how they were made. I'm MrFusp, and today we'll be looking at the Gruesome Grain Killings released in 2024. Gruesome Grain is the second horror related project released by Fusp following their first leap into the horror genre, that being Retail Workers, which we have previously covered on this show. The Gruesome Grain Killings entails a group of friends on a bachelor's party when they find themselves being picked off one by a mysterious killer. Gruesome Grain was a big swing for Fusp as it was the first project to be released out of the main Fusp storyline. The film released to mostly positive feedback compared to Retail Workers. The film was inspired by the slasher boom of the late 70s, fluctuated by the original Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, how many gruesome groupies get slain by a breakfast butcher? Let's find out and get to the kills. The film opens on a gloomy toast factory with the year flashing on screen, 1975. Ooh. A weary toast inspector exits from his vehicle and enters the building. The inspector is Jim, played by MrFusp, who seems to be apprehensive to enter the building. Inside, Jim is approached by a chill employer, played by Z-Dude.
Yo.
They swiftly move on to a montage of Jim inspecting the toasters. After all that hard work, Jim forgot to inspect one incy-wincy toaster.
Hold up, dude. You forgot one.
Yep, not even testing that one. After Jim rejects the insistent worker, he leaves the building, but has a little drug PSA before he leaves.
Alright, bro.
Weed's a hell of a drug. Thanks, Jim! We cut back inside where the worker is on his break, just dying for a slice of toast. But he only has dun dun dun!
Ugh, half and half.
Ew. The worker is played by the talented Z-Dude, with the role being his first ever voice acting appearance. And like that, lightning strikes the building, and the toaster starts to malfunction, killing the worker and putting Z-Dude's first ever character to rest. This adds our first kill to our count. After this, we are struck with a title card, which is inspired by the OG Texas Chainsaw. The idea of Jim starring in his own horror movie has been floating around Fusp Animation for as far back as 2022, originally being more inspired by the bizarre 80s cult horror such as Army of Darkness and Child's Play 2. But we went for a more 70s slashers vibe instead, more along the likes of the OG Halloween and Friday the 13th. We now shift our focus onto the main characters of the film. We have Jim, Brad, Donald, Hillary, and... oh, hey Charles, aren't you a sweetie? Brad, Donald and Charles are all played by recurring Fusp voice actors, such as the ever so talented Shadow.
Distracted you though, didn't it?
Stivo.
It was a new window.
And Cindersnipe.
Now what do we do with them?
Hillary, on the other hand, is played by another new voice actor to the Fusp catalogue, Tyler S., with Hillary being the first ever main female character in any Fusp project. Jim explains how he's taken him and his friends on a
In this lads and ladies night out.
thanks, Donald. We get a quick scene of us just getting to know the characters, and it's someone's lucky day.
Well, as it's your wedding,
Congrats Charles on tying one down. Charles asks the question that's on all our minds.
Jim, where are we going?
That's right, Charles. We're going to a old man, played by my right hand, Shadow, who filled him last minute. Thanks, Shadow. The boss baby sits down back at his chair. Good thing you are the boss, man, cause you got a lot of explaining to do. The boss is questioned about the whereabouts of our protagonist. After the intruder gets what he wants, he leaves. Done. Just at the wrong time as well, cause the boss unfortunately succumbs to his heart attack. This adds another kill to our count. After a night of heartbreak, we cut back to the gang, arriving at their stag do. The location is, drumroll please, a boat? After a lot of trial and error for where we wanted the first Gruesome Grain to take place, we came to the conclusion a boat would be the best pick as not many horror films had taken a place on a boat. Jason Takes Manhattan. Speaking of Friday the 13th, Gruesome Grain was very much inspired by Friday and its tropes, such as the couple, Brad as the stoner, and Charles as the nice guy. Hey look, Harvey from Rachel Wilson's on the beer. Nice. Jim breaks the fourth wall and tells the audience what they really want to hear.
alright, let's stop all this yip-yap and get this bloodbath started.
We're greeted by the song Who's Loving You by the Jackson 5. The music choice for Gruesome Grain and its trailers stuck within the time period to give it that authentic 70s feel. That also includes the add of grain onto the animation. The song plays over a very colourful party scene where all sorts of stuff is going on. We got beers disappearing in mid-air and a friendly game of spin the blunt. We see a knife-wielding individual intrude upon the party. I wonder who that could be. Oh, hey Charles, sweet dance moves. With a record scratch, the song completely cuts out. Jim wakes up with a thirst for orange juice. Unfortunately, it's not just orange juice he stumbles upon. He unfortunately puts Charles on our account. Jim wakes the group with his cries. Brad makes a toast-related pun.
What's the crust?
Fun fact, all the fake swears were used because at this point we still didn't want to drop the first FusP F-bomb. That and I goes to FusP. After Brad sees the state of Charles, he escorts himself to the bathroom for a relaxation break.
I need this. Oh, reliable.
Suspicions arise when Hillary asks Donald,
Who could have done such a thing?
Hillary and Donald are notable for a variety of reasons, both being the first major couple shown in FusP. Sivo makes a new appearance in a FusP animation playing Donald. Hillary's voice actor Tyler S is a newcomer joining the FusP team and has the honour of playing one of the first major female FusP characters. For the longest time, FusP lacked any female voice actors, which was recently changed, allowing us to include more female characters in more animations, allowing for more diversity in the characters we present. We cut to Brad in the bathroom. He exclaims, I don't think you are, Brad. You sat down. The killer takes hold of Brad's face and spills his guts, but before we zoom out to the hallway. Jim goes to investigate and Donald keeps an eye on him. The camera slowly pans to reveal Brad's disfigured face. The stylistic choice to have the quick cuts of the bodies with black and white flashing images between frames was inspired by Saw, with the quick cuts and flashing imagery helping make up for the lack of the budget, especially in that first movie. Also, I want to say if you're all here from those Saw shorts, thank you a lot for subbing. Back to the crime scene, Jim knocks down the door, landing flat on his face. Donald yanks Jim off. What the flip? Off the floor. Says what's personally my favourite insult of the film.
You gruesome groupie.
I didn't do it.
Donald.
The killer was a toast this whole time. This was a secret we've been keeping for ages now, even going as far as changing the toast's name in the script to Mr. T, so none of the cast could know what was going on. The Toast as a villain has been floating around FusP for quite some time now. The Toast started off as a member of a super villain team consisting of characters such as the Doorman and the Shua, with the Toast originally going by the Suspicious Pizza Toast. With the introduction of the Toast, they now adds Hillary to our camp. This was an incredibly quick production for FusP, only taking 4 months to complete. This was because Gruesome Grain was never meant to exist. It was a background project for me to work on while Shadow finished up the FusP failure script. Good job by the way, Shadow. With the production being so hasty, we originally wanted to release it last year's Halloween, but with the project growing in size, we delayed it till Christmas of the same year. The final boys can't believe their eyes, but the Toast wastes no time and goes for Donald. As they say in Beanie Man,
You know the thing, eye for an eye, right?
and that rips Donald's eye clean out of his socket. Donald wrestles the Toast off of him and boots him across the room. The boys go to make a run for it, but the Toast whips out his famous bread knife. As much as Donald tries to get away, he unfortunately fails, and the Toast rips right into his back.
Oh, my back.
He plunges to the floor and pleads with Jim to carry on without him. With a little encouragement from Jim's mum,
Say hi to your mother for me.
Jim sets off and escapes the Toast. The Toast catches up with Donald and says an absolutely iconic one-liner.
You're toast.
The Toast pukes up acidic jam all over Donald's face, melting it down to the bone. When creating the Toast, we didn't want to have completely fantastical elements such as the later films in the Chucky franchise, but still wanted him to have some power unique to him. That's where me and Shadow came up with the idea of the acidic jam. Jam has always been a key part to the Toast character, as early concept art depicted the Toast with jam for blood. It would only be with the start of production where we came up with the idea for the acidic jam. Jim is stranded at sea, and to make matters worse, the Toast has discovered fire. There is no story purpose for him to have fire on the end of his knife, but the only reason I added it was because I thought it was cool. Jim takes refuge in a dingy wardrobe, reminiscent of the end of Halloween. The Toast approaches the closet, and with a huff and a puff, the Toast blows the hole in the door of the knife. The Toast peeks through the hole, referencing The Shining's most iconic moment.
Here's Johnny!
Jim kicks the door open, knocking back the Toast. He then makes a run for it, taking us to the climax of the film. The song You're All I Need to Get By serenades us, as Jim gears up for the final showdown. Jim grabs a nearby toaster. And what goes into a toaster? Toast! Well, I mean bread, but you know. Jim traps the Toast, and with a pull of a lever, the Toast is launched out the window. But this, my friends, is where the killer comes back for its last, final. Oh, shit. The crow just snatched that Toast. Jim looks flabbergasted, but luckily enough, he picks his pockets and finds a joint. Hallelujah! As Jim lights one up, we see what remains of his friends. And what's that? Ah, the crow loves the Toast and the Toast loves the... Well, I guess he's more of a pigeon guy. How many victims did our Toast for the most bag? Let's find out and get to the numbers. I counted 6 victims in the Gruesome Grain Killings. The victims consisted of 5 men and 1 woman. With the runtime only being 10 minutes and 57 seconds, that leaves us a kill on average every 1 minute and 49 seconds. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Donald. There are only a handful of cool and creative kills to pick in this for sub-entry, but seeing the acidic jam really did make this kill. Dull machete for lamest kill goes to Charles, as there was barely any blood and the kill was mostly done off screen. Sorry, Chuck. And that's it, the Gruesome Grain Killings released December of 2024, and was a much needed project in such a dry year of FusP. It came out with mostly positive reviews, so positive in fact there's a sequel right around the corner, so you don't have to wait long for that now. Till next time, I'm MrFusp, and this has been The Kill Count. Be good people.